How that Gator taste yesterday, Will?
It was good. They had the smoked Gator. Tasted just like smoked chicken, like barbecue chicken, and then like the fried Gator bites, which were just like pretty much like chicken nuggets. But that's a unique thing that you don't get to try to eat very often. I only had it like once other time in my life. So
was it wrapped in bacon? Was that what that was?
Yeah,
on there?
It was wrapped in bacon. It was wild, but it was pretty good and pretty cool.
Is anything wrapped in bacon good?
You mean is anything not not good? Yeah, no, everything's better wrapped in bacon.
What's just the message this is what's sticking for you guys after a big win?
I think it's to not kind of have that hangover after the big win. I mean, it's easy to kind of ride that high for a few days, but I mean, we got to know that that's behind us. And as we saw last year with the FCS opponent coming in here and giving us a really good game, we don't want to leave any doubts about our preparation. And we're really impressed with our energy today at practice last week. I feel like we took a huge step in that category. And in the middle of the week, Coach Gang made the comment that I know this is like a big week and it's high energy, and it's awesome, but we can't just like flip that switch on a big week. It's got to be like that every week. So we got that point of emphasis today at practice. It went really well.
You guys talking at all about what happened with Notre Dame and Texas A&M, those teams like
yeah, we didn't really talk about it. I mean, Coach Stoops talks about week in and week out though how those games happen, and you got to do everything you can to avoid those situations. But that was pretty cool. I mean, seeing some of the teams get those wins. These are three really good teams beating three other really good programs, but we try to take every opponent seriously. He's the one before them and the one after them, and we got to make sure we have that.
You mentioned last week. You mentioned Coach Stoops and that record as a motivation.
Yeah.
Are you guys aware of this week in Youngstown and just what the place means to him and what the game means from that standpoint?
Yeah, we've been joking that we'll probably see a bunch of Coach Stoops' buddies trolling around here at the facility this week, but we know how much it means to him just with his roots there. And every game is big, and I know that was definitely a reason probably why we tried to get them on the schedule, and probably one that he's had circled on his calendar for a while. But they're a really good team. Been impressed with their physicality and their toughness and how hard they play, and they've been really successful for a reason. So we got to make sure that we prepare really well for them.
What was the team's mood?
It was awesome. We knew we had them, and like even though it was such a close game, and we didn't really have everything going for us on the offensive side, we knew that as long as we just kept kind of trusting in our coaches, we were just really close from breaking big ones, especially in the run game, which we were able to see in that second half. And we knew that we were in good shape. They were starting to kind of lull a little bit just as the game went on, but we just wanted to make sure we kept that intensity and stayed on top of them throughout the rest of it. We knew that trust the defense that they were going to make plays, but we trusted our coaching staff and our teachings to go out there and make it happen in the second half.
What was the mood around the locker room when you found out Chris will officially be back for the Ole Miss
cool.
game?
Yeah, I mean, I found out yesterday. I was sitting in the training room and I kind of announced it to the rest of the people in there, and then we were all really excited. But won't be for a few more weeks, so it's good to have him out here and practicing. I've talked to him just to make sure that he's going to stay in shape, and he's present mentally just throughout everything that we do, even though he's not playing in these next couple of weeks, because he's got to start ramping it up now if we want him to, or if he's going to play at 100% when he gets back. So I know he will. He's a great player, and we're pumped to have him back.
Coach Skang said he felt like you guys left about 200 yards of offense out there. Does that disappoint you, or does it excite you for the potential that's still out there?
It excites you. I mean, obviously when you're watching the film, you see some of the things that were left out there, but that just goes to show that when you're able to win those games in big environments like that and still leave things out there, that our sights are set a lot higher than what we played at, and even though we can win games like that, it's a good sign of a good team.
Any lingering effects from the hit?
No, I mean just like the scratch on my face, but no, it was the hardest I've ever been hit. Props to that dude, but like I said, I mean it was on me, and if I don't want that to happen again, I got to be a little smarter of a football player.
You pop right back up. I mean,
Yeah.
Toughness is a word that's associated with Will Levis now. Is that something you've always been born with, or can you teach us to be like that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just an innate ability. I think it's a combination of how I've been able to build myself physically to kind of take those hits, but then also just a mentality thing. And even if it's the most bone-crushing, most uncomfortable hit, I'm going to do my best to not show that to my teammates, to make sure that I stand as that individual that they can look to and have faith in. So just I like that as part of my personality and how I play the game.
Well, before that last field goal, the ESPN cameras kind of showed you not looking at the kick. What was going through your head, or is that just something you do all the time? Is that so you just don't like to watch the field goals?
Yeah, sometimes I don't really like to watch the game. A couple of other instances I remember that happening was I think the Florida game last year on 4th down on the goal line area was kind of the same way, just kind of looking away, just waiting to hear the roar of the crowd or whatever. I think I did it like Missouri when we played them last year and we had a 4th down stop. But it was cool. I was with Slacks, and it was a cool little moment we had. And yeah, I think it caught me like waving bye to the fans, but I mean, just having a little fun, and I think that's just kind of what makes college football college football.
Is Florida?
Because you don't have control in those moments. Like as a quarterback, you control so much of what's happening. You think it's hard to watch those moments because you can't have any say in what happens?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's got to be part of it. But I mean, I had trust in Ruffalo, and I always have trust in the rest of our team that he was going to bang that through. But I also know that whether I watch or don't watch, it's not going to have any effect on the outcome of it, so it really doesn't matter what I do.
Well, Rich was telling us that Chauncey's a guy who kind of started the year on the bottom of the depth chart and worked his way up. What's kind of allowed you to build that trust with him?
I think his ability to come out here each and every day, and he's one of the few guys who you can watch pull up tape from spring ball and really see a true just development from a route running standpoint, understanding of spatial awareness, his hands alone. I think he's got some of the best hands on the team. You could just pluck balls out of the air and continue running, as you saw on that 3rd down play, which was an extremely impressive catch and run by him. He's just been able to continue to build that trust with me, and that's a testament to his hard work and his off-season training. And we know he can get a lot better, but we're happy to have him where he is now.
Will, going back to the Chattanooga game a year ago, is there anything that you draw on as to why you all struggled so much and something that you want to focus on more playing an FCS team this week?
I think just bringing the energy. I think that, again, noon game, that can kind of get in the way of guys' juice. And even though we're getting up early, we're getting over there, expecting another great crowd from the fans. But sometimes in situations like that, you got to rely on your own energy and your own juice. And the second you're behind, it might be too late. So we try to keep that energy and focus throughout practice this week and have that carry into game days. And I think we should be good.
Will, going into back to that play with Dane, what does it speak about just the trust you have in him on a deep ball, 50-50 ball, him a true freshman in that environment, just knowing he can make that play?
I mean, that's something that type of throw versus that type of coverage, that type of one-on-one kind of op, it's just a playmaker making a play, and it's not something you really practice. That coverage especially, we're not really thinking that, but he's just the type of football player to know that he thinks that he's going to get the ball on every single play, regardless of what the primary read is. And that's how he runs his routes, and that's just the kind of baller he is. And he had trust in me to put the ball where it needed to be. Gave him a good kind of catchable high ball that he was able to go up and make a play on. And really happy the call stood, because I don't know, I thought it could have gone either way, but it was great to get a touchdown there.
Thanks, Will.